Hello and welcome to Hadoop Exam Learning Resources. In this session, we would be speaking about the AWS Certified SysOps Administrator Domain 4, where security and compliance would be considered. So let's go through this. So as you can see here, this domain covers 16% of the question in this certification exam, which you need to keep in mind. Okay, you must. So what exactly in this cover is like you must be able to protect your multi-region environment, how resilient architecture from all your enemy, like there is a hackers, correct? You need to make sure your systems or your environment is a secure. Security is a must. Like you can see, AWS even recently launched a separate certificate for AWS security, correct? So security is a must. It would be again part of every certification. So what you need to understand is what is user management, what is network controls like ACLs. You can see access control list, port, which port to be open, etc. That needs to be done. Data classification methodology, you should be classify like which data to be cached, which data should be saved in RDS and etc. You need to know. Encryption at rest and in transit, that matters a lot, correct? You need to understand that. What does that mean? If suppose this is your EC2 instance, correct, and let's say this is EBS volume, correct? So when you are storing data in this EBS volume, it must be encrypted. So whatever file you have created, correct, here, that must be encrypted, correct? So that is called in rest. So the file which is saved on EBS, that is encrypted and saved on EBS. So that is in rest basically, correct, this file. But when this data transfer from here to like this way, this should also be encrypted. So one best example for this is like SSL. Whenever you use SSL or TLS protocol, it means this is a encrypted version of this data being transferred over the internet, correct? So that is in transit. Managing your encryption keys, now you need to know, like then when you encrypt your data, like whenever you do the SSL and everything, correct? So there is a private key and public key. You remember always there is a pair, private and public key. So you need to, like public key is open to all, but what about private key? Where do you store this? How do you store this? You have to have better way to store this private key so it is not accessible to anybody in a like when you work with the security system, correct? Securely storing your secrets can be your private key, your private key or your passwords, etc., correct? So that you need to make sure you store it very better way, and this is very protected. So now this covers two main area in this, like implement and manage security compliance policies. So whenever you work with this, you need to make sure you follow the compliances whatever decided by that organization. How do you make sure? And other second thing, you need to protect your data, your infrastructure, etc., correct? So that is very important when you work with this. Now let's move further. What so I'll go in detail slide again. So what exactly you need to understand for this IAM, identity and access management? This is very important, and it is applicable to almost every AWS certification. You need to know what is your password policies you are driving it. Like I need my password should be 10 character long at least. It should include uppercase, lowercase, special characters, etc. That complexity is what I wanted to implement. Multi-factor authentications. Now either like one is your password, that is one factor you would be logged into your account. Second factor can be your OTP on email, correct? Email OTP, that is another option, or you can have OTP on mobile, correct? That is also you can enable it. And third option is secure ID token. You can implement it, like this is based on RSA. The Google provides open source one as well nowadays, so you don't have to buy that again from that secure ID token from anybody. Google is open source and providing this everything. Differences between users, groups, roles, associated policies to users, groups, etc. You need to understand. Resource policies, like how you can implement conditions in that, understand the JSON in IAM policies, what is, so you may be knowing like what exactly is written, what is allowing, what is not allowing in this. Validate policies and permissions in your environment. Now troubleshooting and auditing access issues, for that you need to know Cloud Trail, you need to IAM Access Analyzer, IAM Policy Simulator, how to use trusted advisors works, and what security controls it can obscure. Multi-account strategy that we have discussed previously, like this is through Control Tower, you can manage it. You need to understand what is AWS organization. Another concept you need to learn here is lending zones, which is not mentioned here, but that you should know that a multi-region deployment, compliance issues with this. And because what happens, like if your application is multi-region, let's say it is deployed in China, India, USA, etc., correct? So China has its own compliance, India has its own compliance, USA has its own compliance. How would you make sure your environment when access from China is compliance with the China regulatory authority? If it access from India, then how India regulatory is implemented. Similarly, if it is using from USA, how? So that is what you need to know, that validate your reason and service selection, etc., is this part. This is a copy of somewhat similar the above which we discussed. So here, like something which you need to know, like we discussed control tower, organization, multi-region, validate, and don't become an expert on compliance basically, correct? That is not expected, like you know this PCI and GDPR in detail, correct? That is not an requirement from this certification perspective. You need to know how to apply this compliances when you set up a system, because you are a SysOps administrator. You are not a regulatory or legal person which you need to know this in depth, correct? So you need to just know how to apply this policy basically when you are setting up your environment. Okay, so next is implement data and infrastructure protection strategy. So let me again go to the detailed slide. So you should understand data classification scheme, like what data needs to be locked down and what should be publicly available. So like if you creating your S3 bucket, then you have to make sure like this bucket is whether should be public or private, correct? So if you need some data in private, then you can create a private S3 bucket, and if you need some data in should be in public, then you can create a public S3 bucket. Here one important things always remember, like whenever in question, like I'm giving you a hint, that is you would always get one. So S3 bucket, you can never encrypt entire bucket, correct? So this S3 bucket, if you want to do this, you can't encrypt this entire bucket. So what you have to do this, the data which you are storing inside the bucket, like this files you are storing or any object you are storing it, that should be encrypted. That is expected here. So if in your question, if you see like any option which says encrypt entire bucket to solve this problem, this this is not possible at all, correct? So you need to always say this is a wrong answer, correct? This is not a requirement here. So that is what you need to see. So we discuss encryption in transit. What does it mean? Encryption termination options, like when my encryption should be terminated basically, when data in transit, correct? We discuss basically, and if it goes here from here to here, here to here, so where I want my encryption should be terminated. It may be possible I wanted to encrypt from here, from when data goes from here to here, because this is my internal and I don't want my data to be encrypted internally. So I can put here the termination point basically, correct? That is, we'll discuss in detail again. AWS certificate manager, you need to understand. You need to understand AWS secret manager, how the secrets can be managed basically. Then another is AWS config, the services required, guard duty, security hub, inspector, Amazon Messi. This all you need to learn as part of this when you are preparing for this certification. So again, this is all about this, because just an introduction, I don't want to go in depth right now. So this is what you need to learn as part of this domain 4 when you are preparing for this. So this is, as we can see here, this the coverage is 16%, okay, for this. So now we have covered 20% coverage, correct? Then we talk about 16%, then we talk about 18%. Now fourth domain is again 16%, correct? So that is total is equal to, basically in your case it is happening is, if you see here, sorry, I'm not able to write it here. So 60% already covered over here, basically not 60%, I would say 70%, sorry, 70% by 4 domain. If you cover this, then this is already covered here, 70%. Okay, so that's all about this. Thanks for watching, and I hope you like this session. So let me go through this Hadoop exam website, how this works basically. So you need to go to this Hadoop exam homepage, then click on the Amazon AWS, and then once you click on Amazon AWS, it opens this page, and from here you can select AWS certified SysOps administrator. And once you are on this page here, this is the 1 2 3 4 5 6 practice paper, which you can access it, which if you have permissions. And then video introduction, once you click on this video introduction, this page would be loaded here. So I would be uploading this all videos on this page, and you should be able to access from here. Okay, so that's all about this, and I hope you like this session. Please don't forget to keep visiting hadoopexam.com. We are keep adding more and more material, so that would help you to learn more. Thanks, I'm stopping now.